startup ecosystem. We've got, I think, a really good trajectory in Columbus, in Cincinnati, markets like that in the Midwest that probably have some nice decades ahead of us. You're totally right that whether it's the CRA, property tax abatement, or a TIF, or some grant to do some certain, workforce housing or whatever the thing is, oftentimes that's the difference between a project that would just break even and a project that would hopefully make some money. It's not guaranteed, but at least on paper going in, you think there's a profit. Right. And what I've always tried to explain to elected officials is say, look, here are our return requirements for our investors. This is a lot riskier than sticking your money in an S&P index fund. It just is. And people understand that sort of intuitively, right? And so if an S&P index fund is going to get you 8%, you need to earn more than that for people to make up for the risk of all the stuff that could go wrong. And we're seeing it now. It's easy to forget when the market's good for 15 years in a row and it's just doing this. But you're seeing now like the stress and the pain, people having to hand keys back and that sort of thing. And so I think you've got to tell that story. And then the other piece of it is, and I actually would advocate that we start to do this and make this a requirement, is I think all of these projects should have, you spend a couple grand and have someone do an economic impact study, a third party, somebody credible that can say, yes, we're giving this property a 15-year tax abatement, but over the life of 40 or 50 years of this asset, or whatever, 100 year, whatever the asset is, here's the impact, job creation, here's all the property taxes they're going to pay in years 16 through 40, net present value that back, on down the line, they're going to create 50 units of restricted housing, whatever. And so you've almost got this benefits one pager that I think gives a much different perspective on these things. So it's not just like, why are you giving all these wealthy developers free money? A, these projects wouldn't happen without it, just very simple risk return math. And B, it's not free money. There's a huge ROI for us as Hamilton County or the city of Cincinnati or whatever, and here's the ROI. Now you can quibble about how the economic impact study was done, or I don't believe it.